All right, folks, time to get this action started here on Inferno. TeamOne, Strife, and a tough task cut out for Strife as they try and battle through with the new addition of Darty Montana and fight for not just their playoff spot, but their survival as well, avoiding the relegation tournament. Seems like we're going to get a fast play up the banana. Everybody here just around the corner. Well, definitely wait. This pinpole could be huge. Luke can find the timing on the nade. Well, does go in. Decent damage done, but they're losing lives themselves. Keys holds the line, but it's just an even exchange. This bomb is going down. A fast flank is on for TeamOne, but they did not bottle up the players long enough for the flank to be too significant.
No, but look at the HP. It's low on Slight. Utility is good. The T's with stamina pushing. Tough position for him. It's 1-for-1. And now Slight's alone, wounded. But he has a molly. He can use that to buy time. If he can just let this clock tick away. No smoke recovered for X and S. He can stick within it. But still no kit. He wants to find it. He wants to at least find something. Tap on towards that bomb. Slight, unknowing if there's a kit or not, has to take the risk in spamming away. And he's running low on ammunition. That health is so far gone. And X and S, it'll only take him a single bullet to get it on through. Should have time to get this defuse on through. Little close.
Does he have time? He has time.
Little close, but all good.
He has time. Whew. I only got very nice. One day I'll get better at estimating the time on the bomb. But I think the thing is when you
Where's
go
the
from...
fun in that if you know?
A lot easier when you're actually in the game, right? When you have the HUD, the bars are always a little bit odd or off, and throws my brain for a loop. Yeah.
Well, TeamOne, they're throwing themselves straight into this buy. Couple rifles to work with, 3 MP9s, and Strife, a meager force on in, but couple rifles to work with nonetheless. Keys, fast with his early aggression. Spam will find nothing but banana control that secured.
Pesadelo's elbow. Lately wounded by his comrade. At least for the moment, Strife will sit. They do have quite a bit to go for this A exec if they want to. Smokes down, Molotovs as well. It's an interesting choice in the counter Molotov, bringing it in towards the boiler as opposed to the mid-set. There's a play on through. No, they're not going to commit to it. And actually, there's not a lot available for this CT side, so we're in kind of that odd situation where the 4-spot team has substantially more in terms of execute utility than the counter nades.
Yeah, 2 flashes. That's all that left. Sure, the guns are better, and, well, that pays off. X and S takes the first one. Stamina full. Looks like they do want to just hit this in towards A. Util is still good for this hit, but forces are here. Site still waiting to group on up through players on the site. Brackets control has been conceded, and the util will confirm that space. It's a double setup. Close on the site, and the second player trying to fight, just play past those smokes outside of the library. Drop down, X and S finds a first. Good at range, and now the bomb at his feet. This one should be locked down well. Lack of utility, sure, but the better weapons in the better position. They knew where this hit was coming. They knew which site was ready, and well, the Brazilian side just have one more man to close this one on out. Slight, he'll make a try of it, but he's under so much pressure from so many angles, and TRK, he'll just swing and shut him down. Money made off that MP9 and a round converted. No bomb plant for Strife.
No bomb plant whatsoever. That was a little bit of an odd one, right? Strife had a lot of nades to set up for something. I don't think they used a whole ton of them. Would have expected some sort of a flash to cover off the players coming out balcony. Instead, they just kind of go out dry, and, well, they're very vulnerable to the players on site. I thought that was good to set up for a Halls pop. Third player with the util winds up bailing on him, but still, I think there's ways you could set up that flashbang to give him a little bit of cover. On the entry, and no money made from Maluk. Cash Ola, he's stacking those racks, and this one's looking like there's not really going to be any danger in it whatsoever. Unless Joel's suddenly has the hottest deagle in the West. This one should be very clean.
Clean indeed. Oh, 5 players left alive, not a lick of damage onto those CTs. But Strife, they have the money back on. In Slight has the AWP to work with. He's been a big hitter for the squad, and now it's 6-0 no longer in the server. Will have to be so even more, as it will be Maluk to pick up the op in this round, and he'll be heading his way on over towards the banana. Do we get a duel in this one? Slight want the heat? Nah. Heading towards mid initially instead. We'll just look to hold the smoke and hold things down for Strife as, oh no, Dirty Montana falls to the MP9 spam.
Is Montana particularly dirty as a state?
I feel like it's clean. There's such a lack of people.
Yeah, low volume.
But there's also like a lot of like oil drilling and stuff there, isn't there? Like I feel like that's like inherently not that clean. Like mining and like oil drilling and stuff.
Maybe some fracking?
Fracking, that's the word I'm looking for. I think it's. I feel like it's more the Dakotas where you have that. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think of Montana as being more like ranching.
But it's like, here's the thing. I would consider like Philadelphia, like where we are, dirtier than Montana, because inherently cities will have that element of dirt as acid. What? Okay, they all just run through the smoke, and it works. Done. No reply from Strife whatsoever. Okay. That one's dirty.
Now they got the double up for TeamOne as well. Keys gets an AWP as well. So I've looked up the MontanaPetroleum.org. It is apparently the 12th in oil production and 20th in natural gas production nationally. So that's
nationally, but like per capita,
not
that feels pretty high.
It's also the 14th largest consumer of energy per capita.
Really?
But that's per capita.
People are in Montana. Oh, per capita. Excuse me.
They don't have a lot of capita.
No, not too many. Ooh, nice shot from
Harris. Oh, long range. That's a good one for TRK. Always going to have a little bit of a fun day when those pistols try and duel you at a distance. And, oh, my goodness. They thought they'd maybe catch him off guard. But Darty Montana, you got to get up pretty early in the morning to catch off TRK. This one's looking like another relatively clean one. XNS the only casualty. And look at the bank for TeamOne. This is kind of how we expected things to go for them. But they've got 3 players above 10K before the investment into this round. And Keys and Maluk not really doing too much worse for the wear. So there is cash aplenty.
Okay. Now I pose the question to you. Is Montana dirty?
Is Montana
dirty? With the information that you've acquired.
The state of Montana. No, I would say no. Is the state of
Montana dirty?
No. We're using the metric of like an average state?
Like an average state. You compare them to Pennsylvania. How dirty are they? Not particularly?
Substantially less. Yeah, we beat them in fracking, I'm sure. Coal, probably. People, certainly. And cow manure, massively. One of the biggest environmental issues from Pennsylvania, actually, is the amount of runoff from farming that leads into the Chesapeake Bay watershed. This is the information that people needed to know on this broadcast. That's what they came here for. And Slight came here for an opening pick. All right, put Maluk down in the dirt. That's what they need. They need this up to get going, but they're going to have another task.
This timing. This timing can get weird.
He hears him. I think he gave the audio cue. Certainly looking for it now. Might have spotted the barrel, even. This is going to be a cheeky play from Slight. This could be massive. If he just finds the flank, if he just goes around, if he gets Keys for free, that opens up the site. That means that they can now pinch on towards B. Oh, he spotted him. He spotted him, and he's going to try and go past. Now he spotted the next, but he's been seen. Oh, realizes he needs to get the shot. I don't think he was actually spotted, but he was nervous enough. He knows where the last player is. His teammates are going to be coming in, and there is no escape, but somehow Besa manages to slip away, only for a moment. Really nice play from Slight. 3 huge kills, all the information in the world. Basically sets up his team to win this round.
Still, there's 2 players left alive, and as you set up, the money, it is excellent for TeamOne. They'll look to retake from Banana. Too strong in this direction. No flashes. They have to take this dry, and they go straight into Joel's dirty Montana with the second swing. A first round for Strife, and, I mean, we say Strife, but it was really all Slight in that one. Insane individual play to find that initial frag, and then just the patience to be able to secure them the B site, isolate the sole player that was there, and set his team up for success single-handedly.
That is, outside of just killing all 5 yourself, that is the most single-handed way you could possibly run around, right? He finds an opening pick that he himself creates with no one to help him. He then finds the space, gets past the initial player, sneaks around the next, identifies both spots, kills one, then the other, right? Like, you could not ask for more out of a player, and that's realistically the kind of thing they're going to need him to do on a fairly regular basis, unfortunately. He needs to be a star for them. And so for Slight, he delivers in that round, but they're going to be hoping he could do that a couple more times.
Well, we'll see how true that hope can ring. Maluk, spots one out, doesn't actually take the shot. So all is quiet towards A for the moment. Utility to clear out the top of Banana. The bomb is postured in this direction. Does Strife want to try and sell this as a fake? You still have 2 players towards A. You still have some semblance of utility on their back, and they will group. 4 players down Banana. That sole lurker, in way of Joel, still at the A site. Inside of the apartments, but they decide to double back on this one. 50 seconds, A instead going to be that destination.
Been lost to casualties, so that's good. But they also don't have a lot of information. Less good. Now, the big advantage is they've, at this point, kept 3 players cemented over towards that B site. So as they execute in with 35 seconds yet to go, they've got a somewhat vulnerable A site. A lot's going to come down to TRK in the pit. He's got to keep Maluk clean. He's got to keep his avenue of retreat available. And, well, he can't do that. Has to duck because of the flash, but now he's just got to do the damage. And TRK drops the bomb in the pit. Now the cavalry can come on, and they have to kill him. There is no time to waste. They've managed to do it, but even their own Molotov will need to be brave. Slight goes down to 23 HP. Trying to recover this bomb.
Oh, no!
Stamina drop. There is no chance here. There's no way to win it. Unfortunate for Strife. Out of time, out of opportunities, and punished, realistically, primarily by TRK in the pit.
Yeah, great play from XNS there. Stepping on up. Finds a double passing through the smoke. Completely shuts down any chances for that round to get funky. But TRK, the hero in it all. 3 frags from the pit. Just unlucky timing from Strife. They get a little over fixated. Tunnel vision on the Opera that was already spotted. And no one is contending with Mr. TRK. Still there's money for this T side. At least that's a silver lining for them. But the utility damage is massive. 2 players down to half HP. And a boost up for Keys. He wants this fight timing to get a little bit funky. But within the smoke, pace is okay. So too is Keys. They'll hold the line. Top banana for now.
They're so eager for this stamina fight, right? We've seen it a couple times. Stamina will punish it here, and then they just dive back in. TeamOne, it's going so well. You're up 6-1. You don't have to fight to this so aggressively, and Keys is lucky that he got out as that smoke faded. It could have gotten a lot worse. Tags on. Health is abysmal here for Strife. But that's not going to matter if TeamOne don't get the shots.
All right, there's a nade and a molly on TRK. If he can place these right,
they're going to save.
Yeah, you're right. They are. That damage is mostly unconfirmed. They have no way to know how favorable this retake could be, and even with that HP, 2v4 is never a good look.
Look, this is some snappy shooting over from the Strife side, but realistically, this is TeamOne making the mistakes. They fight in towards the top banana fight, but they do it as individuals, right? They peek and then peek. There's no need to do that. You've got 3 players there. One of them can set up the util, and the other 2 can go for the peak, fight together. If you're going to commit to it, commit to it. If you're not, don't. Unfortunate there for TeamOne. Blunder will cost them in a critical round, but that's a huge breath of air towards Strife, and they're really going to want to keep these 5 alive, because that'll give them just a full buy in the back pocket. Jules wants to go hunting. I don't even know that this is a good idea. There is still cash available for that CT side, no problem. This gun is pretty valuable to them. He will go down.
Still 4 players are left up. Bomb was planted and goes off. Strife never rode back in towards this one, but it wasn't like they had an insanely good round as a team. They kind of got given that on a silver platter. Over-aggression from TeamOne, they hold for it. Sure, it's good to have that discipline to not overcommit and be punished in towards that fight and to have the snappy shots. However, I don't think TeamOne is going to be giving a round like that away for a second time in a row here. We'll just have the single off this time in the hands of Maluk, and they'll be positioned over towards A bit more aggressive towards the apartments this time. TRK is contesting that space, and XNS as well. In a position to try and get a duel here. On the balcony, just on the other side, sits Harris, and XNS is thinking about it, but not committing just yet. A big risk if he goes for it. Spots out one man, deals the damage, and will fall away.
Bit of a missed opportunity, but I think fortunate for TeamOne that they're not punished. It's fine, honestly. Just settling back in towards the default's not a bad approach here. Strife. Tell us out a little bit of utility. They are doing a really good job of baiting out these CT nades, right? TeamOne are very responsive to signs of presence. They go for a lot of utility early on to try and keep them at bay, to try and take advantages into fights, and then by the time the hit comes in, they don't always have the utility they might be hoping for. Flashbang over to the peak. Ops pushed off of it. There's support coming from the arch, and no one's clearing it. That's a blunder. Eris and Darty Montana go down for free as no one looks left. They Zoolander it. And now it's a pretty good hold on towards site. That op hasn't been done. It still holds its position. There's presence in the pit. There's a player on site. There's nothing really working in your favor, and a flashbang in will end their hopes of anything in this round.
Site will just look to save on to this AWP. 20 seconds. Plenty left to survive in this one. But TeamOne, despite, that early missed opportunity, onto the duel down alt mid. Still, that consistent forward pressure was enough to whittle that timer away. Force Strife into a fairly late round play out on towards this A site. And again, it's good anchoring. X and S and TRK as well have proved well for themselves in holding down on this A site. And Strife, that money starting to look a little bit worse for wear, at least on towards stamina. They'll have enough to invest. A couple Galils, a couple less pieces of utility to work with still. It's solid. But TeamOne will continue that momentum on forward. Pause comes through, though. Imagine this is from Strife.
Discuss it. Yeah, I mean, if they were going to discuss the economy, they're a little late.
Strife timeout.
A little late on that game. They are going to have to chase at this point. Lots of util available. I mean, there's really no excuses. They can go for as many execs as they want, as we've seen, since they're so pin happy over on the TeamOne side. A single flashbang at times is enough to bait out a whole salvo of counter util, which it's tough to fault the process when it's working this well. Oh, speak of the process. Okay, they're straight down mid. They're going mad aggro on this. XNS has found the first. At this point, they've got the bomb, and they've got these players on Banana majorly bottled up. But out from the underpass comes Eris. They might just be saving their bacon. Now things are working quite well. Ooh, missed chance for Malou. He needs to hit something here. He does, but he's a dead man. And indeed, he goes down to the no-scope, and that's A site free and clear.
Tommy again. Eris gets away from it. So, a player positioned in towards the apartments. Pesa. Where does he want to go with this one? Slice holding the angle ready on it. Finds one. The trade will be there. Out of Pesa now down to this 1 versus 2. But look at the utility. A molly for both these players. No smoke to work with. For the Brazilian left alive, and that time already too far gone. Cannot fancy his chances in this one. The AWP, the worthy save. I love the call there. To go for something aggressive. The thing is, Strife, they realize it immediately. They focus all their efforts on refighting in through mid, and they're successful. 2 kills with only 1 in reply. Just run it straight back towards that A site, and while it was a valiant effort, Luke could not quite hold on to the space, so a practically unwinnable situation for the final man standing, and the save, the only real option.
I'll counter you and say that I actually really don't like the aggression.
You don't like it?
All right. And here's why.
Why don't you like it?
You're the favorite here, if you're team.
Okay.
You're the comfortable team. You're the complete team. Strife is playing with a new addition, right? You don't know how well they've been doing. They've been having a terrible season in ECL, right? There's issues going there, and they haven't shown a major ability to push you off. The 2 rounds that they've won have come off of really aggressive banana plays from TeamOne or a push down mid from TeamOne. It feels like maybe they're trying to reinvent the wheel sometimes when they could play pretty vanilla and play, you know, your typical rotators and your nades and all that and do all right. Maybe a little bit of calculated, careful aggression, but a yeet down mid, so that's a risk, shall we say, and it's a risk that they got punished.
I'm going to counter it out. That we're watching a Brazilian team. TeamOne. Okay. They love themselves some aggression. They have the strong fraggers who can step up in these situations, and I think that complacency does kill. When you find yourself falling into the same rhythms, that can get red. We saw Strife take advantage of some of those mistakes early on, and it didn't work out. But I also don't want to commit too hard to my hindsight. If that worked, I think there's a world where then Strife has to play more and more afraid of a push down mid, of this aggression, which has already been punishing in the rounds that have played. Sure, it's inconsistent. Sure, it's a risk that they probably didn't need to take. But sometimes you like that risky counter-strike. You like to see it in this one. Eris has found a big kill. He's trying to wrap around, but Keys is forward. Won't die to this man. So an isolated duel in towards the banana. Flashbang. This gets a little bit awkward on the timing of that smoke fade, but look at the reposition. There's a player in close ready for Eris. Held down.
Comments were there. They were a little late, but they came through. The understanding came through. It was processed by TeamOne, and everything works out. Joel's had a chance to make something in that round, but obviously needed the opportunity to extend itself just a little bit, and that's TeamOne retaking control. So I'll buy your counter argument. I'll buy your counter argument here. I concede. Still.
But now I want to see him press the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they already have a big lead.
And at this point, they've got the guns. You know, everything's working out for them. A lot of utility down banana. That's going to be difficult. 1 peek from Alou. Does he want to stick around? He does. They've lost a player in mid.
Okay.
That means
so
the
this is
rotator
where
has to come
I
in.
don't know how I feel about the amount of peaks that they're taking against Deagles. Because Strife, even if they are a team wounded, their Deagles are always potent. And look at this. Another timing. 3rd round someone has gotten into spawn. This should be held for. Pesa should have this one under wraps, and he will. takes down Stamina. Good frag to find TRK in position to thrive. 2 bombs on the floor. This round is all but over. Slight will take another frag on his way out. Okay. Maybe he's not gone just yet. Looks for the next. But it won't be happening. So, TeamOne, do hold on. Got a little risky there.
I do have to correct myself as well. The round where they got aggressive on the banana peaks, they actually did wind up converting TeamOne. It was that crazy round from Slight. It was the other round that, that Strife brought through. So just catching myself on that one. Slight's been having a good game, but his shoulders just aren't quite broad enough to strap everyone into the backpack, carry them over the line. And right now, everyone from TeamOne is hit. You know, there's not really been any glaring issues and not any errors on the CT side. They've very much been a complete unit. That's tough to contend with. XNS wants to get aggressive here in the bedroom. He's done this a couple times, but this time he's going to get a freebie, and he'll get away. Molotov doesn't even punish him. So that's an advantage found for TeamOne right off the rip. Calculated aggression working out beautifully there for them. And now they can sit back on their haunches. They've even got banana control. Why not?
Why not? Slight wants to find something back on in, but he will not. Maluk holds the close angle, is successful in that endeavor. Now let's apply. Flash forward. Just re-aggression. TeamOne, they're happy to take these doors. This is why I was saying that I was not really fully against that play. Right? Because when they're being so incredibly proactive, they're shutting Strife down early. Like, they already have the advantage in this round. They're still happy to pinch on through to take a slight risk, but be able to hold things on through. It's an oppressive style. It pushes you into a position where you've already lost a lot of your respect for Strife. And that's always something that is tough to earn back in the middle of a game, in the middle of a series, especially when this momentum is built so far against you.
Now the shark's in the water, right? They smell blood. Those last 2 rounds, well, Strife might as well be a flailing fish. Stamina just yeets himself up mid. And he finds himself an op. Okay, alright. Sprint through the mid-smoke. If it does that, why not? Now they're wrapping around on towards site, and there's just TRK here. TRK's been incredible, but he needs some help. He needs some support. He'll at least have library safe, but he won't have his own life. And this, well, this could be a bit of a catastrophe for TeamOne. They're clearing out the positions. This is a retake, a 3-on-3. And this library player get into the action. Insurance policy from Stamina creeping on around. He's got no health. But he might just have a flank completely uncontested. Yep, he's got one there. Now they know the threat's on. Got to battle back in, but Stamina is so very low. He's still going to go forward, and no one's looking for it. They don't think he'd challenge it. They don't think he'd test it. Now XNS is going to back away. My goodness, what a round from Stamina. Every kill in the round, and he just sprinted through the mid-smoke with a P250 to start things off.
Pistols! Nothing coming into this round. You said they smelled blood in the water, but the sharks got a little too aggressive.
I think they just got finned.
Yeah, they did. Tasty soup to be made by Strife, a 4th round. Still not great, right? 4-11, 10-5. Neither of those are the most stomachable, but it's something. It's workable. And this momentum, it's starting to feel like it's swinging back in their favor. Some of that respect earned back in. Showing again how good they can be on these pistols. TeamOne. Do they pump the brakes or do they want to keep going? It seems like they might slow down at least a bit. Never mind. Maluk wants a peek. He wants a fight. He gets it. Dry as well. Takes a risk in that one, and it pays off.
The sights are set on A, but as Keys is making his way down Banana, they might quickly realize that flank can be on. TRK gets overwhelmed. What a cheekier play out the balcony, and now that sight control contained. This could get bad. This could get rough. Maluk, Coward pushing back in. They're going to try and take this apps control. They're going to try and contest. And if they can catch Stamina here, maybe that makes the retake a little bit easier, but this bomb's just now going down. So there's time for the retake, certainly. Obviously, no reason to save it the last round and a half. But here comes the play. Here comes the maneuver. And they're leaving apartments relatively alone. Keys can't find Stamina for now, and that's bought so much time off this clock. FaZe has to make the move through. They need this Halls player to strike, to find the timing with everybody else. And Stamina's able to hold the line. That's a huge position now. He can help out his pit player, but can't hang on. It's come down to the 1v1. Strife knows where he is as well, but Eris is good for it. No problem here. We'll head into the halftime break with a 10-5 lead. All right, 10-5 is the lead, but frankly, there were opportunities to make this more commanding for TeamOne, and Strife with 2 rounds at the tail end may have just bought themselves a little bit of a breath of air here, Mimi.
May have, but this pistol round kind of decides if that's a short breath or a nice, deep one. Eris will be jump peeking, and I think maybe spots one player. We'll fall back, retreat towards that A site, out towards Banana though. 3-man setup. Joel's on the anti-flash with the dualies. A flash to come forward for stamina. And the third player there, Dirty Montana, to swing if necessitated. However, that setup won't be tested. Instead, we head out towards this A site for Team 1. Falls to the 2 players, anchoring together in towards that pit. Do they commit? Oh, they're gating the aggression. TRK has it under wraps. Joel's down. Is he ready for the next player? Dirty Montana is still up there, and TRK is now wounded. This gets a little funky because there's someone out in spawn. Faisa has found a timing. He's wrapped all the way through the library, and now these 2 remaining CTs towards this side the map can be pinched. Slight trying to fall away. They'll run back in towards the site, but now the crunch is on, and they're getting pushed down. It's from one side, X and S on the other. There's nothing to be done. 2 players left now. A retake for Strife.
Sometimes with the Glocks, you just gotta be an animal with it, right? You just gotta mash those bullets through till one of them finds home. It's such an ugly gun to watch in comparison to most of Counter-Strike, right? Especially like if the player talking to the corner. Okay, all right, never mind. This is kind of interesting. I got to talk about it. Darty and Stamina may just bring this back. It's going to take some serious work, though. And at this point, it all falls into addition. And, well, just as soon as I get interested in the round, it ends.
The round was not interested in you.
No, not so much. Spin this story. That was the story of my life for a lot of years.
This is so sad. Back to your point, though.
Just Glocks. Glocks are gross.
Glocks are gross. That's the thesis.
It's just like, it's the difference between a duel between 2 samurai and being hacked apart with a butcher's blade.
Some good imagery with that one.
The USP versus the Glock.
Well, talk of inefficient weapons. The CZ. Stamina's got one out in this round. And he'll be pretty much the only player dealing with Banana. It's a good call, though, on the stack. Team 1 will be taking some space towards A. They want to feel out, at least in the bracket early on here. There's a scout for Slight on the line. Hits the tag, but receives a dink. Big punish there. Slight will take a far more passive line. Where's the bomb headed? Wants to lean towards A early on.
It's not so much the tag him and bag him. That's the tag him and release him back into the wild, right? Track their habits, learn about their breeding patterns, use that data for the future of science. Stamina, though, he's not interested in catch and release. He's taking that one home. Gonna stuff X and S and put him on the mantle.
Shame to talk about fishing without 60 in the server anymore.
That is a shame. He was
the
a Bass
Pro Shop enjoyed himself. Oh, no. Wrong angle for Stamina. It was a 50-50, and either answer would have been wrong in that one. So, but unfortunately, Dirty Montana, new man, let's see something. We see nothing except his death. B-site taken now. Team 1, a post plant and a man advantage by 1. Slight, okay, goes for it. Little too bold for the scout. Eris in the close corner. He's up on the swing. Ooh, takes some damage. 21, the Glock is out. He'll fall. Good shot with the D, but the finish is coming through. Eris will not survive any longer, so Joel's will just save this round.
Yeah, he's just going to keep this SMG alive. And you're not really going to be able to invest around the SMG, but it might give you a chance to make some money in the next round. That's really the primary advantage you might have. Still, it's going to be 12 for Team 1, and a 7-round lead is starting to look just a wee bit unassailable. Again, this is kind of an expectation. Team 1 should, frankly, be taking this seriously, considering the circumstances. And if you're a Team 1 fan, it certainly bodes well that they're doing so.
Is indeed. Good omen for a team that has had some struggles.
No, there's no omen in this game. That's the other one you do.
That is definitely one of the jokes I've ever heard. It's up there. It's up there.
I gotta squeeze in a couple of dad jokes each.
You gotta. It's actually a
broadcast.
rider on his contract. He gets an extra $100 bonus if he gets a fair few jokes on in.
They have to be well timed.
There's a panel of dads that reviews and sees if they're worthy.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing because if I do a bad one, then I have to pay. It's a little bit of a bounty system. There's a stack, speaking of bounty systems, and they're gonna walk right into it. Pesa, don't die. Pesa's died. TRK's new job, police the guns, and he's gonna get those guns right on out of there. Cleanup crew TRK, that's what we call him. Old night shift TRK.
The trash man. Mace's collection.
Man. Trash retriever king.
You know, I've never liked the word trash man. I feel like it's like you have to make the distinction that it's a man who collects trash, not a man who is trash or who is composed of trash. I don't know. We'll have to see. As this one might get a little weird. Eris has recovered an AK, and he's gotten away with it, at least for now. Does he want to fight with it, or does he want to run away? He's running. He's going for the hills. This round, it will be a win for TeamOne, but at what cost? At what cost?
It's a marathon. 700 potentially. Oh no! He took a fight. He went underpass instead of just yeeting himself back in towards spawn. Now the AK's been lost, and Slight is doing damage. How did this round get so very expensive? Minimal investment and 4 bodies on the ground. That's not a bad one for Strife by any measure. It's going to give them a pretty prime opportunity now that the guns are on the field.
Prime opportunity indeed. Pretty heavy investment needed here for TeamOne. Quite a few of these players right on the edge. But they still do have what they would want going into this round. And Strife, their economy is just as frail. They don't have the luxury of an 8-round lead either. Angle here for Slight. Will he get a shot off it? No. Flash was good. Timing does not work out.
Alright, control taken towards top of Banana. Presence in the apartments as well, although Jules is contesting that, or conceding it rather. He's now backed away from it. Reinforcement here. The bomb's not committed. Now Pesa lost in the gap in that smoke. Perhaps an intentional gap left. Stamina punishes it. He might have also just been spamming the lines, to be honest. I think that's probably what he was doing. They will continue to leave a player here, up in the corner. And they don't seem to be dissuaded. They still want this. They still want this B taken. It's heavily reinforced from Strife. This is a pretty prime position for Strife to be in it. Really couldn't play better into their hands. See if the util can be effective here from TeamOne, or if it's wait out the smoke. Nope, they're going through.
They're sending it. Dirty Montana's here. Good swing. Double off the opener for Strife. Where's the trades? Not to come. Dirty Montana instead steps up, finds himself a double on that entry on, and his teammate in Stamina does the same, and Eris just denies it in the end. Flawless round. That's exactly what Strife needed.
I think TeamOne was maybe thinking that after taking the shot, one of the players would rotate off, assuming that it was empty, but because Strife just stuck to their guns, just stuck to the 3-stack in sight, TeamOne wanted to test it. Then they go through the smoke, don't realize just how much utility there is to deploy from the CT side on the other side, and they really wind up in an unwinnable situation, right? Molotov, flashes, everything working against you, and Strife execute really well. Strife hold on to that space. So that's a big round take. They do it nicely, and you can see the economy is now shattered from TeamOne, because again, they lost 4 in a round they had no business losing much of anyone in. Crossfire in mid, everybody's dead.
Yup. Not everybody. Maluk is still alive. He's got a
boy.
CC. Is he good for his? Probably not.
Probably not.
Unlikely.
No bomb
He has armor
control.
at least.
His time.
Yeah. These are good things. No HP, that's a bad thing.
I hear that does make it difficult. 4K for
I hear it's
Eris.
pretty tough. Yeah. Look at the money as well. We farmed up a nice little bit of cushion for the bank account. TeamOne Still going to be on the lesser buy in this one. Where do they send it with the Glocks? Oh, they actually are going to buy a few Deeks as a treat. TRK, XNS had money for those. Hand cannons. And it looks like they want a little bit of apartment action here. Or are they just trying to bait the peek from window? Won't be given to them either way.
Flash in. This crossfire was effective before. It'll be effective again. And Eris gets to farm up the numbers. Back-to-back 4Ks for the man off of basically the same play. Is definitely going to pad the stats in a very healthy way. Up to 19 kills now. They just basically gift-wrapped statistics over to Eris here by rocking that same play through the brackets 2 rounds in a row. But hey, still got to shoot, still got to click. Even if they're eeks, still got to have that tracking. He does step up.
Oh, slight.
There's a timer on this play, and that timer's running out, so he's got to give it away.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Tough nade there. Still does damage. Great nade. Great nade indeed. But XNS has walked up in this one. Smoke on the other side. XNS does not want to test it, afraid that someone might try and flash on through. Someone might try and do something a little bit sneaky in that position. I'll pause for a moment. I'll quiet. TeamOne.
Initial posture is that this is going to be a play out of the balcony, though.
Yeah, they want to dive it. It's well set up, though, for Strife. You have a player in towards pit. You have another up the balcony. It's going to be tough to work on through. They do want to go for it. Yuto's already in. Charles. Oh, no! He gets nothing from that position, but it's a lineup. Out from the pit, Eris is on 1 HP. A single bullet will do him in, and he's not looking the right direction. So Keys opens it up. Besa had the other angle. Stamina had no respite. No sanctity. And now Strife, do they even go for this? They have a little money in the back pocket, but it's an op.
Nope.
The util limited cannot commit to it.
This is quintessential Inferno. You really can't justify going back in a 2v4. There's just no way and no how. And yeah, they've got money to spare. They don't have a ton of rounds to spare. But you might as well give yourselves the best chance to actually fight through it. As we saw from TeamOne, even when you're winning rounds, that money can disappear faster than you know. So that's going to be 14 found for TeamOne, again, on their opponent's map pick as well. So for Strife, it's time to get going. This next round enters a last chance saloon-type territory. I'll have the money, certainly. No issues with that. Double up can be available if they want it. What are they going to do? This time we had Slight trying to get aggressive in mid, but he wasn't given the opportunity. He wasn't given the fight. What's the antidote? This next one to try and get that op going early.
14-8 now. TeamOne, just a few steps away from taking us to a second map, which would be the likes of Nuke, which, if history serves itself, is not that good for Strife. Last time these two met, 16-2 at Fragadelphia in favor of TeamOne. They're pretty darn good at Nuke, so come back here. Feels like the road to a victory in this series, and, well, really a road to the playoffs, if there even is to be an opportunity of that. For Strife, they have the guns to work with in this one. They have money in the back pocket still. And TeamOne's util is rather limited. They've already expended a lot. They'll look to take control towards brackets. Eris in close. Flash blinds him. He'll still get a kill. The trade should be there. No! A second! Reload, though. Is it punished? Absolutely. Maluk on that one. So back towards spawn. Maluk needs to find this frag, and he will not. So the bomb is fallen. And there's a molly to buy more space. More time. More opportunities for Strife to close this one on out. Slight. Close angle AWP, he'll connect onto it. So TRK is alone. He's already been dinked. In this round, it is all but over. Slight will hold the line, and he'll find this shot. That was the must win, and they've swung it in their favor.
Big one to take. 4 alive as well. So they're not going to have any economic woes really all the way through this. If they keep winning, certainly. But even if they take the L. So, here we go for Strife. The reins are loose. The leash is off. A little chance to do what they like. The Slights can take a little bit of a peek down mid. They might give him a chance. No. It's up Banana instead. Find this space. Nade on in. Does check space up. And Eris out the bedroom. Doing his best XNS impression. Well, catch a deep bullet in the flank. He's out and through. XNS, speaking of the man, speaking of the devil. Oh, my goodness, and he shall appear. Gets one, looking for more. Might just be running out of rounds in the magazine, but he has distracted enough for his teammates to now be knocking on the door of B. XNS has been lost, but he's done his work, and now they need to be able to deliver on it, and so far, not so good. Stamina holding the line for now. Buys time, buys clock. Make starting Montana slow up just a little bit in a 2v3, but with this bomb down, TeamOne now have a real chance to win this.
Oh, damage on Luke. Eris finds it. Dirty Montana has the second frag. Well done to Strife. They do not let that one get out of hand whatsoever.
Well done. Immediate recovery for sure. XNS nearly made that a very dangerous round. Connects one more D shot right on the player, two towards spawn. B site's right for the taking. As it is, double digits found for Strife, and they are battling this back tooth and nail. But TeamOne starting to look a little nervous. It's going to be the pistols up here again. For Strife, a chance to shrink that gap ever more.
TeamOne. Pistols. You've seen him do well with them. Is this one of those rounds? Well, again, head early towards this A site. Nade will find nothing for Eris, but Joel's has hopped his way up atop the awning. And as a player, in close, like to play off of him, a smoke to buy time as well. But Apartments, that's the destination instead for TeamOne. They have actually a fairly good amount of utility in this one. Might just look to pop this in towards A. They have to wait for these mollies to fade on through, then could maybe look to either go through the smoke or wait on out. It's two players positioned there, a flash ready for XNS to push off of it with that deagle, with its slight train on the other side, and he's in a position where he can just spot this arm, hop up, hop down, and find the shot. Connection. Duck out of mid-air, but look at the other side. The Tech-9s have found impact, and Slight dies to the utility, so now man advantage gun recovered, bomb being planted, denial though. Maluk does trade, so now it's Dirty Montana. 1 versus 2 in the clutch, the new man. This is his opportunity to show what he can do, but the re-smoke makes his job so damn difficult. Flash and a smoke, both expended early on. The bomb is down, you're right, that timer is ticking. TRK has spotted him, it's a flash to support. It's Dirty Montana, low on HP, a single one to work with. And it'll only take a final shot from TRK's tech to close things on out. Map point secured for T1 off their eco.
What an unfortunate situation to be in, right? The weight of the round and very likely the map put on the shoulders of the replacement of the stand-in, who's been having a rough game here, to be quite frank, on Inferno. So, unfortunate there. TeamOne, though, fine map point. They're going to thank their lucky stars for that one. Strife got backed into corners that they were not comfortable fighting out of. What's Slate doing here? What's that? Playing anti-flash. Now back off of it. Was a risky play, to say the least. It doesn't work out, but he's also not punished for it, so all's well that ends with no death. I'd say in most contexts that ends well, but not in Counter-Strike.
Not in CS.
I like a little death, provided it's deployed effectively.
A smidgen. You're working your favor.
Solid Spanish player as well.
Yeah.
Competing in Pro League right now. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, think so.
Ooh,
in this one.
The engagement. Is TRK going to go through this?
They might. Eris is on the anti-flash. Is there a flash to go past? Because they check the close corner. No.
Oh, he gets
Eris
two.
finds a double. That is massive out of this man. Is yet to be traded and still healthy, but look at Pace. He's walked up, not ready for stamina. Off angle. Good shot. Maluk is alone. 30 seconds left. Bomb is on his back. Does he even want to go for this?
That's 2 rounds where the Cubby is just completely unseated TeamOne.
Yeah.
Eris both times as well, punishing them from that angle, if I'm not mistaken. Nicely done here. 17 seconds. Economic damage would be huge here, just to keep that CT economy brittle. But he's not going to find it. Indeed, he'll give up an AWP if they want one. They already had one.
Four rounds that gap now. Getting lessened. A chance for overtime steal here for Strife, and a chance for the map, as there always is. TeamOne. They will fall on their sword in this one. Just the pistols, but this is how they won the previous round. There is always a risk to this one. XNS with the Deagle specifically has been looking stellar.
These Brazilian Deags are just so dang dangerous. Slight could be off that angle. Out of there. Didn't even have rifle support as well, so fortunate, I think, that there was no chance for a punish here. The aggressive down banana play. There's a gap in that smoke. Stamina, though, is just going to tuck. Potentially played it, but he's also wise to be a bit cautious. On the other side, they're going to have him bent into the corner, but Darty Montana is there for the trades. No problems here. The CT side had just about shut this one down, and Darty Montana will get a nice 3K to maybe bolster the confidence here on the tail end of Inferno.
12-15. Now just 3 left, but this is the buy coming back in for TeamOne. I wouldn't hate to see a change of pace here. Try something that it's been a while since we've seen like a full commitment towards that banana fight. It's generally just been leaving a player re-heading towards that late round. Definitely been a heavier emphasis towards apartments, which has basically been able to garner, which is especially fine considering Strife have not played the most aggressive of half here on their CT side. Relatively few rounds where they're actually committing deep in towards banana. So that space again will be contested. TeamOne, hold on to their default.
Nothing audio cue given over. Luke went for a little bit of a cheeky peek off of a boost. Hopping on in, but Slight will have heard that. He'll know there's players on the other side of the team. They're gonna test him. Oh, misses the shot, though. That's a bit of a blunder. A trade is there for stamina. But Eris has been lost elsewhere on the map. Do they commit to this now? They could just back away.
Do they want to try for this one? XNS still has a position over towards the apartment, so he can act as an insurance policy. Another man lost, Maluk. Whereas the trade for that, it's not coming because CRK 2 does fall, and now XNS has been spotted. The nade won't finish him. Counting his lucky stars for a moment, but Joel has to mollies himself. Okay, it still works out. I suppose insult to injury. That's how XNS goes on down. There's one man left, Keys. He's being flanked already. He's locked into this place. Sure, the bomb is on his back, but it's a tough position to win. Joel's ambles up. That's a quick shot from Keys. Do you expect the second? Are you ready for Dirty Montana? Now you have to be. He's giving away his position, and he's died for it, too. A 1 versus 2, but the rack is coming through. This round is over. This round is done. Slight will deny the fun.
Not gonna end here. 2 more rounds. TeamOne really caught out in their approach towards B. Very sort of tepid, dipping the toe in the pool as opposed to either jumping in or getting out of there. So lose 2 players on entrance towards B. I don't know quite what the mix-up was there, the misfire, but they just sort of seem to stall out at the worst possible moment. Slight gets some information. There's pistols coming his way, and he's just gonna back away. Why not? Aggression in towards banana. This could be rough, and Maluk does punish Darty Montana. There's no way to retrieve that gun either, so that's a rifle now found for the squad. Can he pass it over to one of his teammates with armor? He can indeed. TRK with reinforcements. This could get a little hairy. Good hold from Eris. He's been phenomenal for the team. 29 kills found. He's looking for his 30th, and he's a huge part of why they're still in this one.
Yes. 4v4 now. And TRK with that weapon could prove pivotal in this one. Util, though, that is severely lacking. A single flash from Maluk. He'll probably look to lob it on over, set his teammates to pop on through. Flash ready. And it goes. And the swing forward. Joel's, how much can he get done? This is his time to shine. Here's the Deagles. Takes down 1. That's CRK off the board. He is traded out by Keys, but the damage, it was already done. 7 HP. Gun, that's recovered, sure, but Eris plays this off angle. And Maluk, okay. Now it gets weird, because it's a 2 versus 2. However, the HP is still low, but the utility, that's limited. A Molly 2 flashes. That's what they have on the work back in here for Strife, but the bomb is ticking. And some of that util already expended. The Molly finds nothing. Keys, though, actually forced to swing on forward. The nade, can it get anything done? Not quite. And Maluk will be dealt with stamina for that frag. Another eco round that gets way too damn close. But again, it will be Strife to hold on.
They're doing a great job of making these rounds exciting, I'll tell you that much. But now it's just 1 round away from overtime. TeamOne have seen this crumble. They had so many prime opportunities to put this game away. and they have failed to do so. One more shot. Do or potentially die here. Full investment obviously available. That bomb plan makes it even better, but they didn't even need that capital, to be quite frank. And where are they going to go now? What are they going to do? What's your ace in a hole play? What's your bring this over the line? What's their, oh, it really shouldn't have gone to 30, folks, but let's see if we can't do it here and now play. I think the pressure's going to be on towards A, and there is a heavy lean B initially for Strife, so that means it's only going to be these two guys. Eris and Joel's to hold the line, but Eris has been a mammoth.
He has. And Joel's, he may have started slow, but we know this guy can be a beast. When the position is right, he was doing it at LAN. He was doing it against this very team. Now he might just have another opportunity to step up. Still, heavy commitment towards B. They keep 3 players there. Rotation will eventually come. That's like the AWP making the play on over, but Brackets, that's been controlled, and a pinch towards the arches, missed shot. That could be crucial. The repeak is too greedy, and XNS fells him. Stamina on the re-clear, though. Stamina needs something big here. He's found one with a great immediate. Eris trying for more, trying to have another big performance, and it doesn't work out. So now, this round, practically, this game, it falls to the stand-in. Dirty Montana is alone, isolated on this site, and the bomb is fast approaching. The utility, it's there to rein in. Team Montana takes a more passive line. Smoked off now. Has to fight against Pesa. Pesa spots him, though. And now he'll actually not commit to the fight. Instead, Pesa looks to hold towards spawn. So Dirty Montana, again, is isolated. Pinched in this round. Can he find the timing? Absolutely. So now that pressure alleviated. And we fall into a 2 versus 2 on this work back in.
Massive play from Guardian Montana. How to do it to give them a real chance at this. Now they can group up. They can play together. That's a huge miss. Maluk, what a whiff. What a time to have it as well. Left to TRK. The new man, the hero. The guy returned. Now can he deliver them playoffs? No, he cannot. We're going to overtime. We're getting more. TeamOne had everything in their favor, but they could not put this round and this map away. And we'll take a quick break and be back for more. They're presented with some prime opportunities to close out that game. Unable to do so. Strife mount the comeback to rally back around and bring us to overtime. And now, well, the wins are in their favor, I would say.
They are. And TeamOne, they get to start on what was most definitely their weaker side. That CT side is where they were running the gauntlet 10 to 5 and looking dominant while doing it. It's performers like Eris who stepped up and, well, he's in position to maybe find contention towards the bracket in this round, but TeamOne instead will look to fight for this top banana control, which they have.
Very cautious here from TeamOne. Very cautious. Here comes the play around. They're going to take some top brackets control, but look at this timing from Joel's. He's gone around the flank. If they can delay, if they can slow them up at all, Joel's could be a deadly dagger in the back, but in the meantime, he's left Eris very much on an island. Eris finds the first, and he gets away, and there's the flank. There's the lineup. Joel's nearly has it all, but he's done so much. Surely that's enough to get them over the line. They're going to try and group up to head towards B. That bomb was dropped, but it's been recovered, and interestingly for Strife, they hit the bailout. They walk off this site. They want to play retake on it, and that smoke is going to draw them back.
But
there's a big old gap in it.
That's why they're waiting. The flash forward, though. Stamina's in trouble. There's an immediate trade, though. Dirty Montana works back in, so it's XNS alone, and his HP. Oh, it's dismal. 32 to work with. Simple swing for Dirty Montana. And a shot down. His 13th frag. And the 16th round now for Strife.
I like it. Strife get cheeky. Joel's feels that he can get out the apartments, and he does indeed. And then it's a catastrophe for TeamOne. They get completely ruined before they really even get their sight hit going. Big round for Strife now. Ooh, starting to feel very dire for the Brazilians. This is, reminder, Strife's map pick. This is their most comfortable pick of the series, but he was just looking so commanding from TeamOne for so long that this has to be viewed as a massive blunder for the squad, and Slight's going to start it again here with an early alt pick.
XNS is holding the line, but no one's going to give anything back to him. Strife have their advantage. They'll look to hold on to it in this round. You see a nade stack going back in towards top mid. They won't commit to re-clearing that space, but they will towards the bracket. A crossfire here between Slight and Eris. Eris has contact. Slight can peek forward with the op. Instead, it's actually the op to break it. And he could be in trouble, but Eris bails him out. The crossfire efficient to leave Maluk alone in a 1 versus squad. That feels just so incredibly unwinnable. At least it's a rifle now, better than that AWP in these situations. But he has so little information. A backstab's coming through. He has an isolated duel, sure, but the writing's on the wall for this one. He's unaware. This round, it should be all but over, and Joel's will assure that fact. 17 now for Strife.
All right. So at this point, it's been 7 rounds in a row? 8 rounds in a row? Certainly 7. It was at least 15-10 at one point, if not 15-9. So Strife have been running these momentum solidly in their favor, all of the advantage for them. Look to take a clean CT half as TeamOne are struggling to get anything going here against the full Vice. That smoke is odd.
Yeah. An interesting one there, but it works. TRK. Spam kill. Makes things happen. So, a road to a 16th round here, to something in this first half of OT. His keys over towards Banana. Just looking to hold down, ensure no one gets aggressive. They are re-aggressing a bit off this utility, at least for that top Banana control. Now the Molly goes in. Keys could be in trouble, but the flame, oh, they're looking at him. He is a dead man, but look out towards the other side of the map. It's attention towards Spawn. It's stamina going up when his opponents do not so. 3v2 is where we equalize. Spawn control, that's taken, but it gets awkward because there's a re-clear coming. Eris working around. Joseph is alone in this. He needs a kill. He needs to find something. Maluk, oh, clears it out and finds it. Ambles atop the scooter and takes us back to a 2 versus 2.
That was an awkward engagement, certainly. Bit of a catastrophe. Eris close up. Wants to wait for his teammate. He'll catch the player trying to get in a mini pit. TRK, bit of a blunder. Didn't realize they could just go through the library smoke, and now it's all into Maluk, who has given him the slip. He's escaped. He's thunderfooting it, though. He needs to get in a position, so he's heard the whole way through. Darty Montana has him dead to rights. That's going to be the clean CT side in overtime for Strife. What a rally. They just need one more round to bring this map over the line. And look at this guy, Eris. 36 kills for him. 36 kills. What a monstrous showing here.
Yeah, an excellent one out of them. We'll take a quick break before we hop on into the second half.
Nope. We're definitely we should just be going right in. Oh,
no,
we're taking a break.
We're headed to a break. Mike Laws.
All right. And we're back and into this round.
Fast as could be.
Go, fast as could be. Quick old break. But anyways, double up out for TeamOne. Obviously, they can't make any mistakes here. They can't make any blunders.
No blunders can be made.
No blunders.
No. And it would take another overtime.
They actually got it on the wall of their prac room. They just have a sign that says no blunders.
I feel like it would be in Portuguese. I don't know if they have a sign that says no blunders.
There's just no blunders. And then the coach just points to the no blunder sign when they make a blunder. I don't know what no blunders is in Portuguese. I really do have to work on my BR Portuguese at this point.
Yeah. The amount of Brazilian squads in Challenger League basically had them a part of the region, and Slight. Okay. He looks dominant in that one. Quick shot. Takes down XNS. And there's no reply just yet. Will be a rotation on over. Only a sole player anchoring towards B. So this one could get very funky indeed, Maluk. AWP It's his position, it's his timing. This is the timing. Onto the first, needs more hair support. Available for shot, connects. Where's the backup? There's the second.
My goodness.
Maluk for 2, but the trades, they're great. Still, Isadella takes a frag. The bomb is on the ground. Jules will recover it. He'll sprint in towards the site. A bomb plant is doable here. And it's a 1 versus 2 in the post. Pesa in close. Knows exactly where that bomb has been planted. He should have utility swing forward. Just runs on in and takes the 1 versus 1. The distraction enough to allow Pesa to close things on out. Op picked up round 1, but too damn close for T1.
Way too close. They'll take the wins however they get it. I don't know if it's time for BM Pesa, but you know, whatever you need to lift your spirits. It's coming on through. Pesadelo letting them know how he feels about this particular matchup. Still 2 critical rounds needed if they're going to bring this one back through. If they're going to take us to more overtime. Strife were so close there. They were so close. And now, we're going to go with it. No, we're too aggressive early. We did see some serious aggression out from Team 1 in the first half. Like to get back to those cheekier ways. Probably not, with everything riding on each individual round. It's kind of rhythmic, the spam.
Yeah.
It's like a metronome.
Lulls you into...
Some people use white noise. That's actually what I fall asleep to. It's just rhythmic AK tapping.
Counter-Strike AK tapping to chill/study/sleep to. 2022 edition. Someone has to have that out there.
I mean, if they do, they need therapy. But
maybe
don't
a little
we
bit.
All at this point?
Yeah. Feels that way.
I mean, Team 1 might after this matchup.
If they lose this map. Oh boy, they're gonna need some team therapy. They'll go for it. Strife's dropping on out. TRK in the pit. XNS for the first. Where's the trade? There it comes. Molly will come, but it's too late. The frag already came through. The AWP does not connect, but Maluk, he has this line. He can hold it for the cross onto the bomb. The flashes are so oppressive, though. He's stuck on a tree.
Oh,
yeah,
there we
he
go.
thought he was stuck out in the open. That could have gotten weird, but it doesn't for now. Key's re-clearing space. Pesa, he could have a timing on this one. Spots up. Like, this is a free kill. A gift given on over. And a present received. Gift wrapping thrown off. And now another player spotted. Eris out in the open. Flash doesn't connect. Does not matter. As Pesa swings for the frag. Stamina's alone. 1 versus 3. Maluk isolated. That's a frag. There's another. Stamina has these to a 1 versus 1. Pesa spots him in midair and finds it. Another 1 versus 1. Another Pesa clutch to keep T1 going.
All right, defuse the bomb. Defuse the bomb. Don't get ahead of yourself here.
Okay.
Pesa just wants to let him know. Big 3K there. He's coming alive. The beast awoken here, perhaps. Oh, my goodness. And 1 more round on which everything rides. Stamina nearly pulling off that 3K. That was a prime situation for Strife to put that map away. Left themselves vulnerable, right? The aggressive positioning in towards apartments gives a freebie in, and that's the inroad back into the round. Where they go this time? Just need 1 round. They can't find it. Slight burning. He has to back away. That AWP, it's been alright, but it hasn't been the dominant force we were hoping for after the first few rounds.
It's been solid, but for the respective teams, it's definitely been Pesa and Eris in a big way. Almost 40 kills for Eris himself in this one is, well, again, to be one of the tips of this fight in towards the A site. Maluk, it's a tag, so it's knocked a little bit low, but he does have support. TRK just on the other side. He wants more here. Flashback in, establishes on the angle, isolates a player, but is this too greedy? Is this a bridge too far? He's not spotted. He sees that shoulder. Oh no, it's a tag. Now he's in trouble. Slight swings forward, finds it. Where's the trade? Pace, and he's multiple, and he's got a double. No more though. Dirty Montana, team kills! Slight's dead! 2 versus 2 now. XNS alone in the site. He has so much to do in this one. Eris wounded. If he kills Dirty Montana, this should be the round.
No.
This should be the round. This should be a second overtime. He's waiting. He's stalling. The bomb is on the floor. Eris is alone. He's been a monster. But even monsters can be wounded. His armor chipped away at and broken. A crisp kill, an isolated duel. It's necessitated, but XNS instead the one to do it. We go again.
What was that round? What was that round? That was madness. The mind it boggles. The mind it boggles. Elbow shots, clears, PKs, massacres coming through. This is where you're starting to just get things a little bit sloppy as you get into these overtime rounds. As it turns into a real marathon game. Just time goes so very long, and the Counter-Strike maybe gets just a touch unhinged. And we're still in map number 1, folks.
Yeah.
We're at map number 1.
This has been quite a game from both these teams. TeamOne, first of all, massively trolling that lead. They had so many opportunities to lose on out. And let's give credit to Strife. They had some great moments, but it never should have come to overtime to begin with. Then a flawless half out of Strife. Still, 2 1v1s from Pesa, and then a win in that third round to be able to take us to a second. And now I don't even know what to think. I mean, really, T1, it seems like they have plot armor to be able to hold on for this long and take this to yet another overtime after so many opportunities slipping them by. But now nothing given to you for free.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the gaps left in some of those post plants. It's especially that last round, we see a lot of the sloppiness, just not clearing corners, not clearing angles, leaving yourselves vulnerable, leaving yourselves exposed, not checking in deep. And we've seen those mistakes from both sides, but I think they're just going to be pronounced as the rounds go on. Hopefully, we are just going to be hopping into that next round of overtime in a flash. And take long, hopefully. But geez, Louise, this has been madness here. Between these two teams, it just feels like nobody can separate.
Yeah, it really does. These two teams inseparable thus far, but we have another overtime to go to as we do hop back into the action here. It is still just map number 1, Inferno. This was the choice of Strife. This feels like a must-win considering the record back on Nuke.
Yeah. It's a bit embarrassing, though, for TeamOne, right? I mean, you talked about it. The fact that we even got to overtime is a blunder on their part. And then this is definitely not a team that you want to be playing close. With the situation you have, nice opener for Stamina, completely blinded, but Luke delivered himself into the angle, and Stamina held mouse 1. Sometimes that's all you need.
Sometimes it is all you need. And in this one, well, Strife, they have something that maybe they don't need. They definitely wanted that opening pick, and they've got it. Maluk down early. What's the reply? Keys sees the op on the floor.
Yeah.
Thinks about it. Does not commit to it. Instead falls away. Concedes that space top banana. So too do Strife. They re-rotate back towards A. Is this the right read for TeamOne? They're taking a gamble.
How do they... What have they seen? They're just making a guess. They're making an educated guess, and they're absolutely correct. There's still a minute. It's awkward for XNS, peeking with his nade out. But he's going to go chasing, despite the low HP, and he will die. And, okay, his comrade will follow him. Now into the site they go, and it's just overwhelmed. They've got the pure numbers advantage, and let's face it, he's an absolute god here, which he tries to do. It's going to be over, and that is going to be Strife on the board for a T-side round. I will remind you. Just something that's been precious to come by. That one could be a difference maker as we get into the waning moments of this period of overtime here for Strife.
That is just wild that TeamOne just go for, what, 2 back-to-back dry peaks? A peak with a nade out into a dry peak into an attempt for a trade peeking into 3 players. Like,
yep.
Yeah, you said it. The further we get into this game, the sloppier it gets. Those were mistakes made. Still, credit to Strife for that opening pick, and credit to Dirty Montana to rip the head off of Pacey. He's been such a monster in the late round, so killing him first will definitely have you feeling just about right.
Let's talk about Dirty Montana as well. This guy was quiet as a dormouse in regulation. Towards the dying moment, he starts to wake up. He starts to get the juices flowing. Now it's Slight just collecting heads over here on A, opening it up. That's likely going to be a site taken. This is pretty prime, and Dirty Montana continuing to make his presence felt. This has gotten so very dangerous for TeamOne as they're at risk of conceding a second T-side round, and Keys is now just dodging flames. He's burning off his toes. There's really nothing he can do to concede there to contest this round.
Yeah, this one is over. Joel's will hear the footsteps. This one's done. Joel's has his shot. 7 HP, plenty to be left on over. 20-18. It's Strife grabbing themselves another big advantage in this one. One more round in the first half of OT here. TeamOne don't win this.
It feels like TeamOne have just come apart at the seams. These last couple of rounds have just been odd. to say the least. Really aggressive peaks. They're just trying to end things, and in their haste to get in towards picks, to get in towards opportunities, they're sloppy. They're giving themselves away. They're giving kills away. And Strife are doing a good job of punishing them. They're looking to gel as a unit as time's moved on. Really much the opposite trajectory between these two teams. Oh, someone's up in the ROP spot. Someone's ROP to take Siness here. See if he can pull off the nutty clip as well to live up to the spot's name. Luke forced off means the pressure could be on Frank Siness here. Right now it's just Slight coming out. He's dropping up on these flower pots. At least for now. Not giving him his chance.
No. But it looks like they might. 4 strong towards this A site. Utility will go in for brackets control. They still want to commit to this one. Slight could be in trouble. Flash forward. XNS blinded. He has to concede the angle. Need to go back in. Does he greed for this one? Does that hubris get in the way yet again? Doesn't seem so. He'll hold further back. Smoke deployed for TRK. They have time to whittle away with these 2 smokes going on down, but face forward. And Strife looking to want to fight past this one. That smoke will soon fade. XNS could be in trouble here. He realizes the timing falls away. Chips a little more damage onto stamina and looks to group with his team on the site. Very strong.
25 seconds. They gotta go. They gotta hit it now. It's a massacre here. They're being fed straight into the blender. They don't have any util at this point. They don't have any time. They don't have anything working in their favor. That bomb's dropped, but they have a chance to get this planted. That's going to come down to the 2-on-2. It's all going to be about the guns here.
It will be.
Strife had no time to spare, but they succeed.
Can they hold it in the post, though? Look at that utility. It's meager. Just a single flash for Slight, but angles can be held. AWP to establish. Molly reigns on in. Will clear one corner. Slight misses a shot. He's known. Jules, though, has a trade 1-for-1 and now a 1v1. Pesa. He's done so many of these rounds. He's found so many of these clutches in the 1v1 scenarios, but it's a swing on forward. It is Jules for the frag, and it will be Strife again with a flawless half here in OT.
Beautifully done there. Beautifully done indeed. I mean, ridiculous as well, considering how much these two teams have been struggling to get the rounds on their T side, that this is now where Strife is just seems to be gelling, seems to be getting their nose to the grindstone. And TeamOne, big mistakes, sloppiness, opportunities given over, early picks conceded, and then they just seem to panic in a big way. But we should just be hopping into the second half in a moment here, and one more round for Strife is all that they need. Just one more round.
One more round. TeamOne, though. They were able to do it in that first OT. Feels a tough ask in this one. They've shown themselves voracious. It'll be Eris again. We're going to contest the space in towards the apartments.
Joel. Critical. He's got the setup as well with Slight. It's a 1-for-1, but that's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
Well, TeamOne theoretically emerged the victor from that. They've lost a lot of health elsewhere. This contestant up banana is where they're going to try and end the round.
Good Molly. And better spray. Dirty Montana takes a double. The stand-in has stood up and continues to provide value here for Strife. 2 versus 4 now to save this game. So many opportunities to close for TeamOne, and now it might have just slipped away in towards his second OT. Eris in the pit. He has one teammate to work with, but relatively isolated in this one. If they can take him on down flawlessly without losing a member, then things start to look better. You can get that bomb plant on off. It's a big ask, and they've done it. Keys takes him, and the oh, it's tagged. Slight in a bit of trouble there, so the plant to come on through it will be a full retake. All rotating over from B. 3 players. Limited utility. 1 flash, 1 molly for the CTs.
It's also a little awkward that Maluk is the one with the bomb. Ideally, you'd like the op to be able to maneuver in towards a stronger post-plant position while you're putting that bomb down. They're not able to do so. Now he'll slink away into the pit, though. Strife, giving a moment to let him breathe. Might have just given the moment. Let them reinforce. But Dirty Montana has other things in mind. His got eaten up in a big way. It's all on a Maluk now. 1, 2, looking for the third, has no information. Now he knows. Up on the hay card, he's just got to buy time. He's just got to find the precious seconds to try and win this round. And Stamina knows he has to force this issue. Does he have time? Oh, I'm not sure. This is coming down to the wire. That bomb about to go off, but he's got it. They've won the round. Strife have done it in overtime. We're headed through to the next. It's Nuke after this break.